Whoa.
So we just came back from seeing Matrix 4.
More like John Wick Chapter 2 or Chapter Cool. So, John Wick. Well, the story with us and the movie John Wick is that we saw the trailer for it. Didn't really look that much like, okay, looked like a Taken style movie or, you know, that type of like action film. Was like, eh. And then when the day came, we were supposed to go and watch it in the cinema, the first one we're talking about now. And I think I was sick and we were all tired, so we never did it. We never got time for it.
Sadly.
And then eventually, like, Paul bought it on Blu-ray, which is this one.
It's beautiful.
And he got it home. And I remember me and Paul just put it on to watch it. And we were like, holy shit, this is pretty good. So then we called David, and David came over the same day, and we watched it 2 times on the same day. Because, yeah, that's how epic it was. So yeah, we're John Wick fans. Like, this is like a really good action film. And you shouldn't take it more than that, though. So, John Wick 2. Well,
It's
obviously,
fantastic.
it's really good. I mean, don't expect more, like, don't expect it to be like a movie that's gonna question your life and your life story and like reality. It's not that type of movie. It's an action film. I mean, if you don't like action films, then don't go and watch it. If you like action films, then you're gonna love it. It's like that's how it works.
That's pretty simple. I think it's. I think it's a fair point.
Yeah.
To say it's not like we're
And I think
lying.
when things comes to action films, it's like they're very like
Good.
well made,
Yeah.
stylish. And for an action film, it has like a lore, it has like a mystic
Yeah.
background to this, and it adds something new than just like, oh, it's normal life, here's some Russian dudes that make drugs.
It's building upon what they hinted. It's like in the first movie they just kind of had a story in mind but wanted to add their own little flair to it, and then that little flair they get to expand on it in this movie. They get to say, oh, this is what it's all about in a way.
You can also think of like,
The lore.
if you've seen the Raid movies, the first Raid is very like isolated, and then the second one like just like blows up everything, just makes everything more extreme. It's the same thing with these 2 movies. The first one's very isolated to New York and just that part, that story. The second one is just like blows up and they go to Rome, like there's more people involved, there's bigger organizations, there's like a lot more stuff going on than just like this Russian dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
So they make it all a bigger story.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean...
It's good. I mean, I guess the synopsis that I can give without spoiling anything is that John Wick is kind of finishing up the loose ends of the last movie, which again, I'm not going to spoil anything of that. He does it, and then an old friend comes back in his life asking for a favor, and that's where things take a turn. And that's, I think, the most I can say about spoiling anything, because I think everything else from there would be a spoiler. So,
and the movie starts pretty much off almost like... like 1 or 2 days after the first movie.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Can someone that works behind the camera confirm this?
It is to mention it. That's like, oh, you only like, oh, he's only been back for a couple of days. Like,
well,
that's where it's at, because it's a good.
This comes right after, so you can watch these bad boys back to back like we did before watching the movie. We watched the first one again right before we left. So we saw, alright, okay, awesome. Someone that does a fan edit of this, you see it all in one go. When the third movie comes out, wait a minute, Emilio, because yes, there will be a third movie.
Yeah, like I'm not the person for like sequel baiting, but this one is a good sequel baiting.
It's a good. I was like, bait me all day. It's
so
like,
I'm
excited. I wish, and we both think that a trilogy is enough. Not that we wouldn't want more if it's done well, but I think we both agree that I think it'd be good to like not like overstep the boundaries and like risk fucking it up. If they want to do like something else in the universe, like, because I feel like there's plenty to do that's cool and we'd be interested in it. I kind of like think about it as a Rogue One type thing. If they put a Rogue One, I'd be curious.
For me, no, it wouldn't work.
I'd be curious.
It's good as it is. No, like spin-offs, that shit wouldn't really work.
What about if they did a TV show spin-off? Would that be more acceptable?
Nah.
I think that could be the most acceptable.
You don't have to make a TV show out of everything or a spin-off out of everything.
No, but I think that would be the most acceptable thing. I get your point. This is a good enough contained story because this story isn't. I think the reason this story works is because of him, Mr. John Wick, aka Neo. And Keanu Reeves.
And it's like an interesting world, something new. You're like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. Like this, all stuff. The action's great. Obviously, maybe like a little too much headshots. After a while, you are like desensitized to like all the headshots.
I get what you mean, but I think they're just sticking to their guns of this man is a deadly Swiss Army knife.
I really love how they make make like they don't make him to like a commando guy with unlimited ammo.
No.
Like he reloads after like most like in an action scene he reloads like 5 or 6 times at least. One action scene, remember like he is continuous on reloading every time. Like it's really well made. He runs out of ammo and everything. So it's like they stick to the realism too, not just like here's a machine gun with unlimited ammo, he just blows people up. I didn't like that much because they had like bulletproof.
Oh yes, he does wear a bulletproof suit. He is the only one that really has this.
Well, the other guy had two.
The main
black guy. Cassian had one.
Oh well, point is that's kind of how they explain it, and he
Cassian
does
had
get.
one.
No, he didn't.
Yes, Cassian had one because I remember both of them in one part to meet each other.
Oh, they both shoot each other like in the stomachs, right? Point is, he gets this nice Kevlar suit in a way, and it helps not against knives because that's like the weaving gets cut, but against bullets. But of course, they say that it's still gonna hurt like a motherfucker, and you see the bruise on his body, which explains why he can get shot and he's not just invincible. So he is getting technically hit, and he can die. A good headshot on Mr. Wick would do it if they could pull it off. So yes. I saw that. I was a bit like about it, but I thought I was happy that they didn't make him like you definitely see him get shot in the back several times, then turns around and finishes him off. So in the sense of that he has been caught off guard and he can be shot. He's going up against let's say like 100 people. He's gonna get fucking shot. So yes, and as always the melee combat is I will say it's very similar every single time, which I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. That makes it probably more realistic. If you know a trick and you know that works, you use it. And it's if you've seen the first movie, it's very much the same. So that could maybe be something that you may not like if you think it's too similar every time. I will say that sometimes it feels like it goes on a little too long without anything new. I'll admit, I think so. Because the style of combat they use is very much kind of like disarming, what's it called, outbalancing and throwing an opponent.
It's not like it's not
feels
the raid,
real.
It's not the raid type of fast paced.
Which this feels real, like as if you were in a fight. You try to again take the physical and balance over your enemy. So again, it feels real, which is good. Because that's what these movies try to go for full on realism. I think.
Kinda. I mean, obviously not all of it.
Sure, I know what you mean, but but I do think that it's done well.
But overall, it's really good. I mean,
loved it.
I still think the first one's better, but I mean, it's not like a disappointment or anything at all. It's like
it's on the same level,
still
right?
good.
It's on the same level. I personally prefer this one, and I also thought the soundtrack was better for this movie. I didn't really remember the soundtrack for the first movie, but this one I liked it much more. It was much better.
The problem when I saw it in the cinema, that you couldn't really hear the soundtrack that well.
Too loud?
I think there's like the car sounds you couldn't hear that much when they were driving around the cars. When they're shooting, a lot of time I couldn't hear the soundtrack that much.
Really?
Only like in the club scene, so I couldn't really hear it. And for me, I remember the soundtrack for John Wick 1 more, and it's better.
Well, we can't really tell yet. I guess until we hear it properly. I like the soundtrack here. I thought it was good. There's a few moments where I heard it and I was like, oh, that's dope. And it was nice. And for fans of the series, in the beginning of the movie, they'll mention a bunch of references to the first one, and you'll giggle and laugh because it's funny.
Yeah, they make a lot of references.
And the movie starts off pretty great. Like you know what you're getting in for, and you can't wait. Like you're so pumped after the intro.
Yeah,
it's fabulous. And yeah, the movie does a great job again to expand the lore. Yes, you could say character development is lacking. Yes, it's an action flick. It's very much the same plot of the last movie, aka he's very unhappy and he's gonna murder some people.
But now shit's getting real in the third one.
Yes. Would there be character development? Don't know, but it'll definitely be fucking intense. Whatever's gonna happen in the third one. As we said, it's one of those moments where I was like, can we please have it now?
Well, anyway, so that's pretty much all we think about the movie, and I do have to add that I think that they're using a bit too much like CGI for the blood effects once people get shot. Because you can easily notice it too.
I really didn't.
You do notice it, and I think it like for me it took away a little bit of like the coolness of the action scene. Kind of like So that's one like main problem I have with the first one. They did the same, but I think in this one you get a lot more headshots and a lot more action. That's where you notice it even more.
Oh.
So I think they should it could be budget wise, but I mean. I prefer if they actually use like more realistic effects on the spot because that shit looks more cooler, and I think it would like add a lot more to like the John Wick films because I know that little thing makes a lot for it, especially now when it looks so. For me, it sticks out a lot.
Fighting was super sick though. It was fucking brutal. Loved it.
Rating probably like an 8 out of 10.
Well, we never reviewed the first one, did we?
No.
What would you give the first one actually? What would
Like
you?
an 8 out of 10 too.
You give the first one an 9 out of 10. This one an 9 out of 10. Okay. I would probably give the first one an 8 out of 10 too. I think, but I think I kind of want to give this one a 9. I think he really upped it. I think he really upped it. I really do think so. Because it's easy to fuck up.
Yeah, something. But
This will go down in the history as a good sequel. This will go down in the history as a good sequel. That is on par with the first movie. Like, on par. Like, so I will definitely say...
I remember after I finished watching the movie, because in the cinema we were in, it's like, was where like museum-ish, and they're like fighting like a museum in Rome. Mm-hmm. And we're like, you got the feeling of like running around like in like the corridors and shit, because like they pumped you up. So yeah. Unless just we should not watch action movies.
No, especially Polly, he gets a little too energetic.
Yes.
He's over there. You see him? He knows.
So he probably has a gun.
Oh god. His nuts.
So yeah, that's all from us at Deaf Films. Quick review, you know.
We're gonna watch that movie
free.
later. That one we're gonna watch.
And I say go watch it. Support support Keanu Reeves because he's a good man.
Watch a Circle.
What?
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 What circle?
What circle?
Like the Circle Club in John Wick 1. Red Circle Club.
Wait.
Yeah, that's the club there in John Wick 1. Yeah, Red Circle.
I
remember?
did not know that. Huh.
Where Francis works and where like he shoots the guys in like the weird like clubbing shit and whatever. The red shirts.
Oh yeah, the red shirts, right.
Red Circle, yeah.
There he is.
Alright, well...
Don't touch the screen.
I'll touch whatever I want to touch.
So,
some things don't have to be said.
I guess that's all from us at Deaf Films.
Wait a minute, we're not going to do a spoiler version?
I mean, not really, don't need one. Go watch it.
We're not going to spoil it.
If you like action movies, go watch it.
Because I think spoiling this movie would you think it would hurt saying it? Because in other movies you could say, oh, that's so interesting. But I think here,
it's not like
because there isn't story, because there is. But at the same time, the story is very basic action movie. Yeah. So saying it's a revenge in a way, technically storyline.
Yeah. So anyway,
watch it. Go.
If you like action movies, go watch it. Support this film.
If you don't like action movies, watch it. Become a fan. And also watch John Wick 1.
But make sure to watch the first one before you watch the second one. Yeah.
You can still I think you can still watch it.
Yes, but
I
hate that you're like, oh, you can still watch it, sure, but you should better still watch the first one.
Sure, but...
Plus it's Mikael Nyqvist. Here's a picture of Mikael Nyqvist.
Look at him, he likes to test people.
Here's a picture of, I don't know, Peter Stålmannen. It's kind of weird how they got two Swedish actors to play like cousins, but I guess...
Because Americans don't understand the difference between Russian and Swedish.
I think they made it with purpose. Plus Peter Stålmannen has played Russians before, so... Anyway, that's all from us at Deaf Films. Now it's for
Tune in later for our silence review, which will be right after because we will be wearing the same clothes. Bye! Probably switch to silence.
John Wick!
Probably switch to background in silence!